Thank you so much, Camilla. It's actually a brilliant segue. Let me introduce myself as Thomas Lohninger. I'm Executive Director of epicenter.works. We are a Vienna-based digital rights organization. So we actually do not work in climate change at all. Our roots are in the anti-surveillance, privacy, and digital rights community, where we are quite well known for working on laws, going to high courts, and fighting the nasty surveillance bills. But we also do a lot of pro-democracy work. And it's our belief that actually digital rights has a role to play in modernizing our democracy. We believe that digital technologies have a vital role to play because although the internet no longer is innocent, people that can still remember the 80s, the 90s, the early 2000s when we all believed that the internet would make our lives much better and hold our governments much more accountable, I think we are all past that stage. We are now in the more like post-teenage depression age when we know how horrible the internet can be abused by those in power. But nevertheless, it's a little bit my job as a professional optimist to also give you a little bit of a hopeful message. Every new medium also creates a new type of politics. Martin Luther would not have been possible without the printing press. Adolf Hitler would not have been possible without the radio. And I can't imagine Donald Trump without his Twitter or Truth Social account. We have yet to see a politician who actually leverages the short video format. Maybe it's Zoran Mandami, the new candidate for New York mayor, or maybe it will be someone else who actually uses this very short, brief attention span, short video format for their political messaging. But what can we actually do as civil society, as someone who works for an NGO that has no suitcase of money? We have no arguments in terms of like, do this so we'll move our factories away. All we have is good arguments and, at best, the majority of people on our side. And here again, technology comes back in. I actually believe that good online campaigns, good grassroots actions on the street can make a difference, even in times when you wouldn't expect it. Otherwise, Jimmy Kimmel would still be off the airwaves in the US. So there is also a kind of a professional reason to stay hopeful, to still not let yourself down in despair. I know it's very easy these days, particularly if you look at climate change figures and the overall macroscopic trends of the world. But we still have a choice to make how we face those realities and what are the tools that we actually employ and bring to the table. And here, all of us have a voice that is currently it doesn't feel like that. It doesn't feel that we can add something to the debate. It doesn't feel like institutions are responsible or even up to the task. Yes, in these times of change, when more and more algorithms instead of publishers are deciding what is the common dominant narrative of today, of this week, what the news cycle decides, I would actually argue that classical institutions have even a bigger role to play. That we need more journalism, we need more independent justice, we need more democracy, we need more multilateralism, like the United Nations that has a complex here in Vienna. All of these things are extremely important, particularly in these times when billionaires are trying to make all of our attention focus on something else. Right now, I think most people are aware that the current system is no longer working, that we do have tremendous problems in terms of distribution of wealth, of resources, and of attention. And so, what are the solutions if the current system stopped working? You could either tax the rich, and there's a bigger and bigger movement for that, or you could just spill hate, come up with racism, and the tech billionaires in the US made it very clear on which side of that debate they're standing. At the same time, and now looking back at Marek's talk, the law cannot fix what technology has broken. We need the hackers. We need the technologists. We need the security researchers. We need the universities. We need those parts of civil society that can help us hold the vendors to account. Because we are in a weird space. Right now, I'm old enough to remember when we were fighting for digital sovereignty, for getting rid of Microsoft. Let's all lose Linux. Let's all have free and open source systems. And this was a fringe idea, almost communist. And now with the biggest lobbyist in town, the guy in the White House, suddenly every single politician in Europe reiterates this idea. So it's not so much, sometimes you are lucky, sometimes you do not even need to convince the big politicians to do what you want. It's much more about actually getting them to deliver on their promises. And this is again something where you need a mass movement. You need to create the dreams, you need to create the tangible pathway forward, and then a measurable result that can actually also deliver on that progress step by step. Thank you very much.